navigation systems.
We've been all over the place during this break. But we were talking about our credit card theft because we were talking about shredders. I have a shredder. Apparently, Patrice is a shredder. You like to shred. Got to have the crosscut shredder.
I have a shredder. I don't think I got the crosscut, though.
You have to have crosscut,
You got to have crosscut. They could tape that shit right back together again.
How long that would take, though?
Hey, for you?
What?
To steal your identity?
Oh, you, yeah.
Nigerians?
Yeah,
Come on, they're out there.
There's an African Opie somewhere.
I am Greg Opie Hughes.
No, and my point of view is people have stolen my credit cards and then they reverse the chart. You know, I get the money back.
You get it back.
I'm white. Everything works out. It works out. It's
How long did it take? Like 2 minutes.
2 weeks, you know, and then I go, oh, by the way, could you reverse those charges? Of course, Mr.
Of course, Mr.
Of course, white Mr.
We've done that already.
Yes.
Problem?
The best part during the break, Louie's like, and I'll go, what? I didn't buy that. Yeah, you got to take that off the card.
Yeah. Sneaking a couple of my own purchases.
Yeah, just a couple of purchases.
Also, I would never buy an iPod.
Dinner at
Why would I ever?
Bennington's?
Dinner with my wife. I didn't pay for that. Somebody took my wife to dinner on that credit card. No, but I saw this comedian Morgan Murphy in L.A. who did a bit about. I'm just stealing her bit, but at least I'm quoting her. When some commercial for Citibank where they show a black guy saying they thought I saw something for a surfboard on my card, and I called and they told me, of course we already took that off. And the message is, here at Citibank we know black guys don't surf. Mr. Rodriguez, of course we know you didn't buy those textbooks or whatever, you know.
Don't you get annoyed when they check on you though? Like there are certain things I do all the time and use my credit cards for, and then they'll like, it's been denied. You have to call up American Express or something and make sure. I'm like, dude, I've done this 15 times.
That happened to me during this Christmas season.
Did it?
Why?
Because you used it?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah, no, they your card off when you go shopping.
They explain the whole thing to you from scratch. Like, well, how do we know it's you?
Yeah.
Well, because I signed it, but anyone can use your signature. Well, why did you ever let me use this card?
Well, then why am I allowed to do this? Well, we noticed you've made multiple purchases in one day. At the same mall around Christmas.
When's the last time you've been asked for a ID with your credit card?
Yeah, you don't.
Ever.
You don't ask for an ID.
No.
Ever.
You just hand them the credit card. Done.
Yep.
Transaction complete.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because people
insurance
steal
catches it all, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I had mine stolen. You know, Jekyll and Hyde's here in New York.
This is a great story.
Apparently some guy, one of the waiters over there, had this little device in his apron.
Oh,
and when he took your credit card on the way to the register, he'd swipe it into this device, which later he plugs into his computer, gets all the info, and he had a thing that prints up cards and puts the information on the magnetic strip.
Yeah.
So he used my credit card to get like $800 and something worth of cell phone equipment and stuff. And I called up Amex and they stopped it and reimbursed and everything was done.
Did you pay attention? See, this is where I fucking up.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid of what my balance is going to be.
You open it up and kind of shut your eyes.
I don't even look. I don't fucking call my balance. So it's like I don't know if somebody.
You don't look at your
that's
charges?
The thing too. Yeah,
I'm saying
I don't look at my charges.
I'm afraid to hear it go down. You know, I don't have enough where every time I spend, I know I'm spending. So it's like I'm afraid that it's going down. So I don't check it a lot.
Yeah.
So somebody could steal my shit and for a minute. You know.
See, and I check it now. I didn't used to. I would just look at the balance until I realized I was paying for AOL for 4 years every month, and I hadn't used it in 4 years. I just hadn't used it. It was like riding around on a bicycle with training wheels still on. I just never, like AOL was your first foray into the internet kind of thing, but once you were done with it,
you pay bills over the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, I have porn sites that fucking bill me monthly that I haven't jerked off to since the fucking 90s.
It's forever.
Yeah.
Like, and a charge will come in sometimes for $6 every month for some service. I don't know. It's like gm2b.com, and you're like, what I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
But I might need it someday, so.
Yeah. That's funny.
Let it ride.
Louie's in the middle of a 10-year contract he signed with some of these porn sites.
Keeping some company alive right now. I have no idea.
There's one guy still paying. Keep the company going.
I watched Paris Hilton's video, blowing what's his name?
Yeah.
And I paid for that for a long time because I paid for it, just jerked off to it once, never watched it again.
Done.
And then, 3 years later, I looked on my credit card and I'm still paying.
Still paying.
Monthly, every month.
You got to check the charges.
36 months I paid.
And it's a process for you to get that shit off, like to not pay.
Oh, it's hard,
porn
yeah.
Sites.
Yeah.
You got to go to PayPal and then reverse it, and you got to send your code. And
Sometimes you just have to report the card as stolen, get a new one, and say you want a new number, and then they can't charge that one anymore. But then you got to go through the shit of calling the legitimate charges, and
you got to actually call Paris Hilton and say, I don't want to jerk off to you anymore.
I'm done with you, you whore. Please.
She's like, are you
Let
sure?
me off the hook, will you?
A couple more, come on.
Let's go to Dave in Vegas. Dave, what's up?
Yeah, the golden ticket for not getting hassled with your credit card, U.S. passport. Everyone accepts the U.S. passport as your ID.
You're thinking in the wrong direction here. Nobody's having trouble using their credit card. It's too easy. It's too easy for others to use your credit card.
All right.
The golden. I love that there's a golden ticket.
A golden ticket.
I got it.
You show them a passport, you don't even need a credit card. They just give you the merchandise.
Let's say hi to Eric in Boston. Eric.
Hey, I did that freecreditreport.com.
Oh, yeah.
And I got signed up for a membership for $13 a month. They got me like for 7 or 8 months before I figured it out and finally canceled it.
There are a lot of services out there, either on the computer or some of these TV services, like the one with the chicks, Girls Gone Wild, that you don't just buy something. You're subscribing to something.
Yep.
So if you buy Girls Gone Wild, they show the tape, you go, I call the number, I want that one. You're all of a sudden in this subscription-based thing where they send you tapes every month, and you're billed for them, and then you have to box them up and send them back, and they make it real difficult to do that, and a lot of people didn't realize that. And it happens with things like Free Credit Report, other websites where you're signed up and it comes every
CDs
month
for a penny.
Yeah, that was the original one back then. Dude, it was great when you were a kid, though. Yeah. You'd send the penny, you'd get a bunch of CDs.
Mother
screw
kills
it.
you.
Yeah. Well, why am I getting this from Columbia House?
I used to have it mailed to like the neighbor's house, and then you get your CDs.
Is that what you would do?
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about anything else.
Jack it up to a federal crime. Nice.
Well, how about you, Mr. Fucking set the Puerto Rican murderers to your neighbor's house?
Your neighbor's
on the fucking...
Well, I never thought of that. Wow, what happens if they go to that house and murder the whole family?
To those people. Oh, I'm sorry, we have the wrong house that we were going to murder. Can't murder the wrong people.
Oh, they break in and kill the family, and
well, you got to explain it.
Now I got the guilt factor.
But you got to explain what he's talking about, because that would happen during the break.
You don't. Yeah. When you have a navigation system, which a lot of people are getting now, it's easy to program in home. They have a setting. It says home.
Yeah, picture of your house and everything.
Yeah, it's a little house, and you hit the button, your address is there, it takes you right home no matter where you are. But the bad thing is if someone gets a hold of your keys to your car, which usually has the keys to your house on it.
Valet parking.
Yeah, valet parking, things like that. They hit home. Now they know where your house is, and they have your house keys and your car to drive them and your goods away.
So they're taking your car for a joyride.
To your house to rob it.
You learned that watching Ferris Bueller.
Well, they didn't have a nav system. They just had a cool car.
That's pretty funny.
But it's true.
It's paranoid.
But if you put home in, they know where you live. So put home a few doors away from your home.
Show me one story where that actually happened.
I've not, but just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it might not. Well, or maybe it has.
It goes back to Louie saying plenty of kids choked on
toys.
On toys.
People who got
we're
killed
still
that way
here.
are not around to.
But now really. You got me thinking that I put it a few doors away from my house.
Now you're gonna get somebody murdered.
As home because I get close enough to my house. If I'm 7, 8 houses away from my house, I know how to
don't you just put it in the vicinity? Don't you know where you live by that time?
Because it's a button for home, and it's easy. You don't have to just go put in an address. It's one button.
But that's why I don't have an Easy Pass. I told you.
Because they know where you were?
Because you like sitting in fucking a line of traffic. So you like going into the Easy Pass lane and then cutting into the cash lane so I can sit behind you motherfucker.
If you speed, if you're going through multiple tolls and the speed limit is 55.
They don't send you a ticket.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They haven't.
They're talking about doing it. They were at some point, but they don't.
I'm not. Listen, first of all, I'm getting tired of both of you.
Well, then don't be on
wait a minute.
radio.
I'm getting tired of both of you with your dismissive nose and no proof. It's just like everybody listens to White Nose. I'm saying yes.
But the default,
go, nah.
the default shouldn't be In your case, default is paranoia. Everything that could possibly that your amazing imagination can dream of is going to happen to you.
I've
You
done
think people
90.
should spend calories like thinking of, okay, what if somebody stole my cell phone while I was sleeping, took out the chip, shoved it up my ass, and used it to find me so they could rape my mouth with something they stole from me when I was 8.
And at this point, it's very
you got to
easy
look out for that kind of thing.
At this point, it's very easy to say no to you because you came up with that Crisco oil thing an hour ago.
Yeah, that's true. You hurt your own.
But people have heard about the Easy Pass situation.
I have driven between Easy Pass stations doing 95 miles an hour.
And you've got
nary a ticket. No, I've never gotten a speeding
How
ticket.
many times am I going to say we're white? We can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
You get
comes up white.
Check speeding tickets
check
because
your license points.
There's a W on my
Have you checked your
statement.
license points?
Yes, exactly.
Have you checked your license points?
Yeah.
I think you better check them again.
Dude, my license
You
is
think they're just
squeaky.
stealthily upping his license points
And they
without telling
taking
him why?
it- that's black paranoia.
Why, you don't think I would get something in the mail saying go to... Yeah.
You get pulled over for no reason.
Right.
His new magazine, Feds magazine.
Again, Patrice, you get pulled over for no reason because you're black.
yes.
That's how the fucking country works.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the way it's always
unfortunately,
been, so we
for the
have no
black man.
reason to be paranoid the way you are. I understand your
lack of... Let me tell you
No,
what
my
let me
lack
tell you
of
what
need of paranoia.
Let me tell you what white guys are now. You becoming the women of the new
Oh, my
millennium.
God.
Because you're not working hard at this moniker that you have now. You're lazy. You think it's all about you, and I'm telling
It
you,
is
it's gonna
about
come
us. The whole
crashing
country
down.
is based on white guys having a good time and not worrying.
But they're not. First of all,
At
let me
your
tell you,
expense.
In
It's
England,
coming crashing
in
down.
England,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit because you're a gingered head.
I know that. That's why I don't live there. I know. I would never live there.
In England, if I run shit in England if I go over there with fucking.
Do ya?
He's
Not
not
really.
'cause
They don't like you
Let me
there
tell you
either.
something. No, ginger
Just
hair.
polite.
And he's a ginger hair yank. A ginger
Yank.
head anybody
That's
over
right.
in England.
That's why I don't
gets
go over
a
there.
foot in the fucking ass.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, because
Scottish.
Oh,
That's
Irish.
why I'm not there.
Got it.
That's why I'm here. We're just having skin that's relatively pale is a huge advantage. A huge
And
advantage.
you know what? You
to
have
the point where it's criminal
You know
how
what,
great my
Louie?
life is.
You
It's
have
a global crime how good my life is compared to yours.
You have a slight niggery texture to your hair too.
I know. It's a little niggery.
It has a niggery texture.
Well, I'm
to
half
his
Mexican.
beard.
I'm
Are
half
you really?
Yeah, I'm half Mexican.
Are
Yeah,
you
and
really?
that's how great it is.
Wow.
I'm half Mexican and still I
And
get
you
all
are
the white guys.
completely white.
One
All
of
the
your
white guys
parents
first.
is 100% Mexican.
My dad is Mexican.
100% Mexican. Wow.
Well, no, his dad is Hungarian, but my whole family lives in Mexico on my dad's side. He's not a citizen
Wow.
here. My dad's a Mexican citizen.
Holy shit.
I didn't speak English when I was 7, 8 years old. I came here and didn't speak English. Spoke Spanish.
Now this is why wasn't this on the bio we got for you from Roland? Why did Roland send us a Louis C.K. bio, by the way?
Louis' career back at least 6 years. You better be careful. Whoa.
It doesn't matter. I look white. It doesn't matter.
I thought he was a Mick. No,
I'm going to go see him on the stage.
Hey, I'm a beaner. Come on, hey. I am way more Mexican than Carlos Mencia.
Yeah,
I am
apparently
far
so.
more- He's never lived over there. I lived in Mexico City.
lived-
from when I was 1 till I was about 7 or 8.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And that's where my grandmother is. And
You go down there
everybody,
still?
all my uncles. Yeah.
Yeah.
My whole dad's side of the family is over there. So we go there, about once a year. My sister.
That is like
I don't go
Patrice
much.
telling me he's a fucking Kennedy. I swear to God, it just... looking
it's
at
weird.
you, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
C-
Mexico
the
is made up
CK
of-
is for Spick. He took the SPI
That's right.
out of his fucking face.
That's right.
You
right.
sneaky motherfucker.
I know.
It's Louis Spick.
It's Luis. That's what my dad's name is, Luis, with Luis. That's his name.
You motherfucker.
Wow.
Holy shit, Louis C.K.
You are a
is-
counterfeit white
Right,
man.
I am.
Very good counterfeit, though, because you
Excellent.
look so
One of
white.
the best.
He's the whitest in
That's
the room.
why I appreciate it. That's why I appreciate it.
Yeah, see? Look at that.
I'm
He's living the
a white
life.
man's- Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, man.
So awesome.
That is terrific.
Wow.
No, I went into a store the other day, convenience store, and I got a bottle of water, and then I walk around looking to see what else I want, and then I kind of space out, and I walked out with the water.
Oh, shit.
And then I'm in my car drinking the water, and I realized I didn't pay for this. And I realized that's because I'm white. Because they looked at me, and they're like, He'll pay for something today. It'll even out. He's contributing to the economy. It's going to be fine.
When did you start saying I'm a white guy?
What?
At what age would you like, you know what, fucking I'm white?
Call me white. I don't know. I look white.
At what point
white is a bullshit identity. It's not a real identity. Because I have nothing in common with other European white people, but...
I mean, at what point did you go, I'm not fighting to be Mexican anymore? Like, I'm not fighting for this whole Mexican thing.
What do you mean fighting for it? I mean,
like
Alamo? What the fuck is
when you're 8 years old, when you're 8 years old and you're not speaking English, you're Mexican. You feel Mexican. You identify with Mexican. At what point did you go, I'm now a white guy?
I forgot how to speak Spanish very fast. I mean, I still remember it. I still can speak a little. But I was young enough to just I adapted. I did what other immigrants do.
The second he crossed the Rio Grande, fucking wet back and all. Yeah. He was like, "Hi, I'm white.
Hello, everyone.
I'm now a white."
No, the thing is, I was white in Mexico. Here's the thing that people don't understand: is Mexico is just like America. It's made up of some black people and some white people and brown people. The only difference is that they didn't genocide their Indians as well as we did in the United States.
We got that job done.
Yeah, so that's why the face of a Mexican to most people, and also Mexicans, you meet Mexicans that look like me all the time, but you don't know they're Mexican when you're meeting them.
Fuck.
Only the brown guys with the push down nose.
Bad things all the time.
You probably do.
I probably do.
People say, well, I live in L.A. for the last 5 years, and people say nasty shit about Mexicans to me all the time. Oh, because they don't know I'm Mexican.
You go, yeah.
Louie goes, I agree.
Yeah, damn those Mexicans.
Holy shit.
That is wild. Steven, he's white.
But listen, my grandmother, my Mexican grandmother, whose family has been there since sometime in the mid-1800s, they're Spaniards that came over. They're Europeans that came over to Mexico, and there was some Mexican Indian blood in us, and some...
Is that like black people, though, saying they're Indian? For Mexicans to say we're Spaniards.
No, it is
Spanish.
There's some of that's
because black people like saying they're Indians.
No, rich white
Earl.
No,
rich
Mexicans
like
hair quality.
Rich Mexicans don't like to say that they're Indians. To be Indio is really dirty.
No, I mean like American Indian.
Oh, yeah.
Like black people like saying they were mixed with Sioux. And it's always Sioux and Cherokee.
That's only like a hair thing.
Really?
It's not a hair and skin thing, because it was always good to be like that lighter thing growing up, you know what I mean? And then you have the white people, straight white people hair.
Yeah.
So any black person with white people features, they'll say is
See, I barely make it into whitey. I'm barely white. I'm like too Italian because I'm Sicilian, so you know what happened. You watch True Romance.
Yeah. Your
the Moors, great grandmother, which I don't doubt. I wouldn't doubt my great grandmother's just taking that black cock.
Othello was up in Miss Cumia,
just banging the fuck out of my great grandmother.
And Iago was like, "Get it, nigga, get it!"
Just conquered. Fucking my great grandfather just hacked with a machete. His body's laying there, and my grandmother's just being fucked by some more black cock. I know what happened. She kept the
baby. She couldn't have hated it that much. She kept the baby.
That nigga had a Chesterfield right after.
Just fucking. That's it. Yep. I know my history, but as the years went by, I tried to whiteificate.
That's right.
My family whiteificated ourselves.
Right.
Here in America.
Just by skin. That is
trying to get
despicable.
Despicable.
We poured concrete.
That's right.
Fucking
trying to work that grape soda out of your bloodstream.
I'm more American than Louis C.K.
Yeah, you are.
And he gets to live the American dream.
That's exactly right, because I look white.
Funky.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
This dirty wetback, his people.
That's right.
Fucking up the spinach.
That's right.
Giving us E. coli.
And meanwhile,
here's spinach field.
The hilarious part of it is that anybody who's black, you can almost guarantee their family's been here longer than anybody who's
hell
white.
Yeah.
Because everybody who's white just got here. Black people have been, built the country for free.
1600.
Built the country for free. And now they get fucked.
Why do they do this to us?
Who would have thought that?
You're black.
Louis selling me on reparations. Yeah. I want to give you some fucking money.
And it takes
my thing is
white Mexican man to make you motherfuckers see that's what you did to us.
All he did.
But my thing though is that if the show would have got to this point where we're calling him a dirty Mexican.
I know. Louis C.K.'s a dirty Mexican, and I want to give the blacks reparations.
But here's the way I feel. If we're we're gonna give blacks reparations, they should have to be slaves again. Like if we're gonna pay, basically we're paying them for the slavery,
right?
Then they should.
Accept the slavery.
Is CK an
that's gonna wash?
Is CK an offset of some?
It's Hungarian. My grandfather, this gets even worse.
Wow.
My Hungarian grandfather was Jewish, and he left Hungary because they were killing the Jews.
Yeah,
and he couldn't come to the United States because there was too many Jews going.
They weren't letting him. They turned boats away.
So he went to Mexico, and he met my Catholic Mexican grandmother, and that's the family I came from.
A Jew and a Catholic Mexican.
And he didn't tell her he was Jewish because he was so in love with her.
CK is just the first two letters of your whole last name.
It's pronounced CK, but it's spelled much longer.
Wow. Hey, here's some interesting news about the Jew thing. Hey, I do know where the term kike came from, by the way.
Ah, derogatory term for Jewish people. Where'd that come from?
I do know where that came from.
Where?
It is when people used to come over on the, in the ships on Ellis Island, a lot of people couldn't write English. So they used to make their mark, and the Jew's mark was a circle. And the circle is called kikel. So that's what they would just shorten it to kike. The guys coming in and say, "Here's another kike." Once they seen the circle.
You know where nigger came from originally? There was some black guy being a nigger, so they called him a nigger.
Jesus.
He was being a real nigger, and somebody said, "What a nigger," and that's where it started.
It just was nigger was a feeling. Yeah, he's just like this. Look at him,
it wasn't some wordplay.
Just blurting out a sound, and it came out like that.
Just the guy was being such a nigger that it fucking made someone say the word.
Oh my God, man!
Awful. Well, we're learning about derogatory terms and where they came from.
That's right.
Wow,
it's history. It's a really good history lesson.
I never knew that.
Let's say hi to Jesse. Jesse, what's up? Jesse, go.
Yeah, Jesse.
Hey, what's up, boys? Hey, Opie, I wonder if you think you're related to Patrice, since your aunt All the Way May was known to play around with the Negro.
That's true. All the Way May, who was in League of Their Own, played by Madonna, is actually Opie's great aunt.
Really?
The real woman that was All the Way May.
That's awesome.
So we just talk about how much black Negro League
God
she was taking.
Oh my God, that would
Negro League.
That would be a great porno. By the way, the Negro League's in the ladies league.
Satchel Paige plug Opie.
Let me tell you something. When all the white
Gibson smashed us in the butt.
all the white men were off to war,
Western New York.
she was being fucked by Negro Leaguers, and the Tuskegee Airmen were just like fucking plowing All the Way May.
And laid her down right on the fucking syphilis blanket.
I shared a nice story about my family history, and it has come down to this.
It had to be All the Way May. It couldn't have been the nice, wholesome one.
Did you ever meet her? She hit a lot of home runs and stuff.
I bet.
That's great, man. That's
I don't think so.
awesome.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's a nun in Western New York.
Louie
They fucked her right into the nunnery.
Goddamn wetback. I can't believe this, man.
True.
That is something.
I have a Mexican passport somewhere.
God damn. And that, like, unless you tell people that, and you really got to explain it like you did.
Yeah, no, it's...
You can't just say, yeah, I'm Mexican. They'd be like, yeah, okay,
right.
1/1000th of a Mexican from 20,000 years ago.
People expect you to look a certain
This guy's been on hold for like 20 minutes.
Good for him.
We'll clean up something here. Ed in Jersey, go.
Hey, Patrice, I'm a cop in Jersey. You cannot get a speeding ticket for Easy Pass because it's a moving violation, and that has to be assessed to a driver for the points, and not just the vehicle itself.
That's why you don't get points when they take the snapshot.
That's what I was going to ask.
They don't put points on your license when you get a snapshot for going through red light.
What about the red light situation?
No points, just fine.
What? But you still could get a ticket for the fucking.
Somebody could take your Easy Pass. Somebody could take your Easy Pass and speed with it. That's why they can't do that.
Wait, we got a
parking ticket. A parking ticket, you get the actual vehicle gets the ticket, which is a registered owner. But in the situation of a moving violation, those points, it's a moving violation, so the driver has to be identified. That's why they have to be stopped. But anybody can be driving your vehicle. They can't just assess.
I'm telling you, points, Patrice, it's you. The reason you're getting speeding tickets in the mail is because you're black, and they got tired of pulling you over. You know how cops used to pull you over all the time? Well, now they just send you the ticket in the mail, and you pay, and you don't have to do the whole bullshit. Did you buy this car yourself? All that stuff.
Too, very soon, hombre.
Right. I'm a very hard to track Mexican, so I don't get that kind of shit from people.
Redhead. Mexican.
Yep.
Wow.
That's fucked
Mexican with some Jew in them.
With a little Jew, man, to really throw you off.
Wow.
Yeah, Jewish, Mexican, Irish, English.
Something. I would have you pegged as fucking Blarney Stone kissing Irish.
Yeah, my mother's very white. My mother's white genes were very
On
strong.
the Aryan list, he's hated more than I am.
That's right.
Two of you, two parts of you.
You would fuck it. If you went to prison, there would be the essays, and they would fuck you up.
Yeah.
You would have to go with the swastika guys,
Yeah,
with the
totally.
tattoos.
Oh, I
and
would.
Yeah,
Those
you would
guys-
have to.
There's more of them. Yeah. Shit, yeah.
That's
Who's going to take a stand in prison?
Oh.
You
had to
shouldn't
be
be
like-
racist.
Yeah, stop it.
William Forsythe in American Me. Remember that movie?
No, shit.
With Edward James Olmos. Remember that movie?
Yeah. Oh,
Damn,
God. Yeah, exactly like him.
I was just thinking American History X. You don't want that happening.
Wow, Louie, that's fucking amazing.
Really
like
is.
a different dude sitting next to me now.
He's a melting pot among
I need Nick
himself.
DiPaolo to say he's from fucking Nigeria.
He's blacker than anybody I know, that guy.
Nick.
Fucking dark.
And he resents the shit out of it.
Yeah.
In studio playing Carolines all weekend long here in New York City.
Always have a good time when Louis shows up.
And it looks like a bunch of us will be going to see Louis C.K. this weekend. Patrice O'Neill also in studio today. We were talking about dangerous toys, and I guess there was a list that came out, what was it, Radar Online did the top 10 worst toys of all time.
I don't know. I got to page 3. Page 2, actually, the second one. And this only came in second? I'm not giving it away. I'm just saying.
You can give it away. It
That's
doesn't matter. It's more just,
impossible.
I mean, lawn darts, the number one most dangerous toy of all time.
I don't know, like Johnny Reb Cannon. I remember that. Fisher Price Power Wheels motorcycle.
Yeah.
I guess
it's a motorcycle.
it's a motorcycle
For kids.
For kids.
It's a fucking motorcycle.
From 0 to broken arm in 39 seconds, they say. Queasy Rider. A little kid,
no training wheels or anything.
No, he's riding a fucking motorcycle.
Here, have a motorcycle.
He's riding a motorcycle. A mini motorcycle.
That's awesome.
That came out in 2000, by the way. They recalled 218,000 of them.
In a 1978 Battlestar Galactica missile launcher. It's like a Cylon with these choking hazard projectiles. Very big with the projectile launcher when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's
used
what you
to have,
do when you're a kid.
Yeah, you want to
would be
launch
worth, man?
projectiles.
That probably worth
I don't know.
a lot of money.
I had a James Bond briefcase that you
Shot
pressed
the
the
little
button
things,
and it
right?
shot the dart out, and you opened it up and it had guns you put together.
Oh, man.
And then I had something called sixth finger, and you would put it between your ring finger and your middle finger, and push your fingers together, and a dart would shoot out the tip of the sixth
the
one.
sixth finger?
Oh, it was horrible. You ever have the Uncle Fester light bulb?
Oh, I didn't have nothing.
The Uncle Fester light bulb could be
He didn't have good
horrid.
toys growing up.
I used
It
to
was a
steal
light
toys
bulb.
from the kid. Seriously, the kid next, because my parents never bought me toys. Just never bought me nothing. But the kid next door always had toys, and he'd leave them out on his lawn, and I'd just go over and steal them. Right.
Oh, he is Mexican.
There
Okay.
you go, I was going to say.
Now it's coming out.
Yeah, big surprise
Yeah,
there.
big
it's
surprise
coming out.
coming from a Mexican.
That's right.
The Uncle
Jesus,
Fester
Anthony,
light
You know
bulb.
what? You're older than Santa Claus. No one remembers.
I was a little
He's like,
kid.
remember when you had a pet dinosaur and used to build his teeth? Like, no one knows this fucking shit.
I was a little kid, and I got the Uncle Fester
How
light
did it
bulb.
work? You put it in your mouth?
You put it in your mouth like Uncle Fester, and it would light up.
Yeah.
But there were two contacts on the part that you would normally screw in there. So it wouldn't make contact. You had to take a piece of tinfoil and put it under your tongue.
Jeez.
And then shove this in your mouth and touch the foil onto the thing. So you had to roll up tinfoil and shove it in your mouth.
Let me tell you how old. Let me tell you how old that is.
Here, kid.
Yeah.
You only make toys that are relevant to shit that's on. The Addams Family came. Uncle Fester was Addams Family.
Yeah, but
that
they
came on in 1952.
It was in black and white. It was in black and white.
It was in the 60s. And they reran the shit. It wasn't like they had 300 channels
But
of
they
new
don't-
shit on.
first of all-
They played the Addams Family 10 years after it was off the air. It was still being run prime time.
No one makes a toy based on fucking
reruns?
No one.
1967,
They did
by the
back
way.
then.
All right, move on, because we got
They
a
did
lot
back
on this
then.
list here. So you explain the light bulb?
Yeah, the light bulb.
All right, good.
Number 8, the Johnny Reb Cannon. Whistling Dixie through the new hole in your head. The South did rise again, at least during playtime, by the owner of the Johnny Reb 30-inch authentic Civil War cannon. And what it did was you would load it up with what? Flash powder?
You knew. Stop trying to act like you didn't have one too.
6 cannonballs or ram. I had the real thing during the real war, asshole.
With the little knife on the end of the gun and everything.
Yeah. It would launch a cannonball. It would actually launch plastic cannonballs with a spring mechanism 35 feet. So that could put an eye out. That made number 8. Creepy crawlers.
Hold on, no. With Johnny Reb Cannon.
Yeah?
You didn't read this little thing, Schlock and Load. Read that real fast.
Oh, this must-watch 1961 commercial for the Reb features the catchy jingle, "We'll all be gay when Johnny comes marching home."
Wow.
That meant something different back then. Oh. Let's listen.
The cannon's name is Johnny Reb. Hurrah, hurrah. Give him a hearty welcome and hurrah, hurrah. Old men will cheer, boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. The hero's name is Johnny Reb. Hurrah, hurrah. Most famous cannon you can get. Hurrah, hurrah. Oh, Johnny Reb is ready now. Load him up.
Keep the niggers out.
Listen to this fucking... I know, there's a southern cross flag with it.
There's a Confederate flag right on the thing.
Authentic Civil War cannon, 1198, complete with loader, cannonballs, tow rope, and battle flag. Remember, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls.
Was there a North version?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
You two can fight a losing battle to keep your slave.
Right in your home, yeah.
Was there a little Denzel and Morgan Freeman action figure?
There's a little tear going down his cheek if you pumped it back.
There wasn't a fucking East Coast version of this fucking cannon?
No. Nothing, man. Johnny Reb.
Johnny Reb, we know there's enough for you.
All right, creepy crawlers. Yeah.
Creepy crawlers.
Tobacco.
That's kind of what you were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah, nothing safer says safety like an open hot plate. And that's pretty much what it was. Mattel, a fryer could heat up to a nerve-searing 310 degrees. This fucker went up to 310 degrees. Jesus. The Plastigoop, that's what it was called, was poured over an extremely hot surface and then cast into molds of various multicolored critters. The results, fingerprint removal. At least those who dodged serious injury or disfigurement could safely eat their creatures. Oh, wait, the critters were toxic too. But this was the 60s, and they thought there was an outcry.
Yeah.
And though the... Why can't I read? The 60s, and though there was an outcry from the singed and sickened masses, Mattel went right on marketing their electric ovens to children.
Yeah.
I had a hard time reading that.
Well, you ate too many creepy crawlers.
Crawlers.
My daughter burnt herself doing shrinky dinks.
Shrinky dinks.
Christmas, you know, where
they involve the oven.
Yeah, she put them in a real grown-up oven.
Yeah.
And she put her hand right on the cookie dish.
Why wouldn't she?
Yeah, and she burnt it. And she explained it to me. She was crying, and I came in the room. What's the matter? I burnt my hand on the shrinky dinks. Well, how did you burn it? I touched the thing, and then I'm like, I zero sympathy now.
You're an idiot.
If somebody threw the thing at you, then I'm really sorry. But you touched a hot thing, you retarded fucking dumb shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why am I dealing with this?
Number 6, Bat Masterson's Derringer belt gun. Let's see. Some kids had belt buckles, others had cap guns. Only the lucky ones had Bat Masterson's Derringer belt gun. A 2-in-1 combo took care of all your pants securing needs with the option every 10-year-old dreams of, the ability to shoot caps at groin level. What would happen? When you stuck out your stomach, putting pressure on the buckle, a small gun would pop out and fire a cap. A gut-busting meal in that case could lead to serious friendly fire mishap.
Hell, this keeps the uncle away at least. Jesus.
Caps could be there you go.
Oh, Jesus. But you got to turn them on and make it work.
Yeah.
You got to leave your pelvis. You got to put your pelvis on it.
To keep them away. Yeah, turn them on a little bit.
That's awful, though. The kid goes to play with this. The uncle takes him in the room. It sounds like Chinese New Year in there.
Johnny, leave him alone. Jesus Christ. Stop fucking my kid.
Apparently, the caps can be ignited by friction and cause serious burns, is what was happening. Serious little abdominal burns on little children. Sky Dancer. I kind of remember this. I think my sister had one of these.
What?
No, this is something newer.
You're not that much older than me. How do you remember this shit?
No, this was 1994. This was like a Barbie type thing. She had wings, and it spun at high velocity, and these little helicopter wings on the tips of her hands would stick out. 10 safety dance, but 10-foot foam wings. How big was this fucking thing? 150 children fell prey to Skydancer helicopter blade arms. And erratic, oh Jesus, it's chasing me flying pattern. I guess you'd pull it and it would fly. Injuries included scratched corneas, temporary blindness, mild concussions, broken ribs, teeth, and facial lacerations. Jeez. Nearly 9 million Skydancers were recalled.
Just the bad dreams from this thing. It's
yeah. It's spinning around, chasing you around the house.
Nick DiPaolo's calling me.
Oh, there he is.
What's that nigger one?
What are you doing?
Disguised himself as an Italian.
I'm on it. Yeah, right now.
Yeah, look at the ethnics talking. Snack time Cabbage Patch doll. Yep. Feed me. Beg the package. 1996 Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kid. What did this do? They merely wanted to nibble a cabbage, perhaps. They would stop chewing when the snack time was done. They promised. Then they chomped your child's finger off. Oh, okay. It was a motorized mouth that sensed neither pleasure nor pain. It chewed for chewing's sake, with no mechanism to turn off the munching should trouble arise. It was only a matter of time before some cherub's long blonde hair got caught in the doll's rabid jaws. After 35 fingers and ponytails fell victim, the snack time kids were removed from retail shelves forever. Wow. So it would just keep chewing and eating, whether it was hair or fingers or anything. Number 3, mini hammock from Easy Sales. One false move on the mini hammock and leisure time turns seizure. Mini hammocks seemed innocuous enough. No projectiles, no lead paint, no sharp edges, no explicit danger, except sloth. But between the years of 84 and 95, the item, also named Hang 10, managed to hang 12. Holy shit.
Wow.
Reported in August 96, the product had resulted in the fatal and near-fatal asphyxiation of dozens of children, kids aged 5 to 17, and recalled 3 million of them. Among the banned Easy products were Hangouts Baby Hammock, or Baby's First Death Cocoon. The culprit was a missing set of spreader bars. You usually get on hammocks. Supports meant to keep the hammock open when it was at ease. Unfortunately, children seeking to spend an afternoon like Gilligan became entangled in the net and strangled to death. That's what happens when you spend $4 on a hammock.
17 and they die in a hammock, though. That kid's a fucking jerk.
Yeah, no kidding.
5, you don't let a 5-year-old be in a hammock.
No.
Himself.
Now, what is this?
Some of these things, though, are opportunities. Like when my daughter burnt herself, I told her, I explained pain to her.
Now she knows.
I said, see, your fingers would have been you took them away from the thing when they got burnt. If there hadn't been pain hurting you would have just let it sit there and get burnt and fried.
She learned.
Yeah.
Now
she understood. She stopped crying.
That's the only way they do learn.
Yeah.
And the ones that die,
pain is good.
The ones that don't, you learn.
Yeah.
Number 1 was, like you said, lawn darts.
Which
we all remember these.
Yeah.
You would throw them at each other. They would fly very high into the air and come down at high velocity. You knew not
your
where.
Skull and stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
we all know that one. But go to 2.
I don't think that's number 1. Number 2.
I've never heard of this one. This goes back to
I don't remember this either, Patrice.
You absolutely do.
I have no recollection.
Tell you why. You bought it the day you did that drill that you hide under the tables from the Russians.
I used to have to hide from the Russians under the desk.
You're 90.
You never had to hide from the Russian missiles?
Motherfucker.
Duck and cover?
Under a school desk?
I was 10 when they knocked the wall down.
Oh, were you?
Shit. Oh, motherfucker, Jesus Christ.
I remember when I was in, 7th grade. No, it was 6th grade, 5th grade, things like that. When I was in elementary school, we used to have to hide under the desk. There'd be like an alarm would go off. It wasn't a fire alarm. It was a.
First of all,
and you just have to get under the desk.
Anthony,
that will protect you.
Stop looking around the room for people who are
I stopped.
Agreeing with
How old are you,
stopped.
Patrice? I think you're younger
37.
than Oh, okay, you're younger than me. A couple of years.
Well, go into this
no one
atomic
relates to
energy
you,
lab,
old man.
And that.
Go ahead, keep reading, Adam.
Okay.
Well, this thing is amazing. This came out in 1951.
This is called
Adamant.
Adamant.
You're Adamant.
Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. Fission Buddy, fallout shelter not included. Honey, why is your face glowing? In 1951, A.C. Gilbert introduced his U-28 Atomic Energy Lab, a radioactive learning set. We can only assume for fun, was fun for the whole math club. Gilbert, who American Memorabilia claims was often compared to Walt Disney for his creative genius, had a dream that nuclear power could capture the imagination of children everywhere. For a mere $49.50, pretty expensive.
How is this not number one, by the way?
That's a lot for a toy now.
1951.
Jesus.
A kit came complete with 3 very low-level, in parentheses, or quotation marks, sorry, radioactive sources, a Geiger-Muller radiation counter, a Wilson cloud chamber to see paths of alpha particles,
Jesus.
a spinthariscope to see live radioactive disintegration, 4 samples of uranium-bearing ores, and an electroscope to measure radioactivity.
Get the fuck out of here.
But this is, you know what? This is retrospect though. This is dealing with radiation.
Yeah.
The reason I think it's not number one, the only reason not number one, because it's not official. It's not officially killing kids. It's possibly killing kids.
Well, yeah.
And the first one, you throw it up and the darts were landing on top of your head, killing you.
True.
Which is, you know.
Well, this sounds pretty dangerous, but they probably didn't know back then. Kids do the darndest things, but not apparently nuclear physics. The toy was only sold for 1 year. It's unclear what effects the uranium-bearing ores might have had on those lucky few kids that received the set, but exposure to the same isotope, U-238, has been linked to Gulf War syndrome, cancer, leukemia, lymphoma, among other serious ailments. Even more uncertain is the long-term impact being raised by the kind of nerds who would give their kid an atomic energy
that's
lab.
the thing is, how fun was this toy? Let's. I can't wait to watch live radioactive disintegration. That sounds awesome.
Disintegration.
And all the unsold ones at the bottom of the Hudson.
Oh yeah, where'd they put those? Yeah. There were a bunch of women that wound up dying from leukemia because they used to paint the little glowing numbers on the watch faces. Remember when watch faces would glow in the dark? I think they still do.
That was in a
was
Kurt
a
Vonnegut
special.
novel.
It was.
Was that real though? Because I remember reading it in a Kurt
real.
Vonnegut novel.
They would put it in, and to keep the little brush tip,
they'd lick it.
they'd lick it.
Yeah.
And that was apparently real.
Yeah.
Go to Snopes.com. And
That was
see
a
if
good.
that's real.
It was a special.
Let's get the hell out of here. We got some lines of the day, and then we
shit! Look at
move
the
on.
time.
Is it already?
It flies by when we have fun.
Line of the day sponsored by BowDogFight.com.
Ooh.
Kashi 7-hole grain honey pus will be one of the 10 most dangerous cereals in about 10 years.
I'm sure.
Yeah, eating that. Remember when people used to eat that shit and then they found out it fucking blew up your liver?